Do you guys remember taking a test that looks a little bit like this?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question in a minute. First, I'm gonna go over a word called texture. Does anybody know what texture means?
It isn't kind of like flat. It's kind of like rough or fluffy.
Right. Even flat could be a texture. Like this has a texture, right? Even though it's smooth, except for when you use glue and stuff. You know, it still has a texture, right? Your shirt has texture, right? The walls have texture. Really, everything has texture. And it doesn't just have to do with how you touch things or how it feels. It also has to do with sight. By looking at the brick wall, what can you tell me?
It's hard.
It's hard. It's a little bit rough. Right. And it has paint on it, so it could also almost be smooth, right? And it's not going to cut your fingers, is it?
No.
It's bumpy, but it's also kind of, it's like this texture's a little bit smooth too. Looking at the furry jacket on your hood, just looking at it, what can you tell from it?
It's fuzzy.
It's soft, fuzzy, soft. From experience you've had before touching it, right? Touching things like that, right? So it's sight and touch, correct? Right. Okay, I'm going to ask you this question real fast. Circle the best, or just point your, I'm going to ask you to raise your hands, so just wait, don't say anything yet. Circle the drawing that best represents the word texture, okay? I'll let you all see this top one right here, all right? Can everybody see? Yeah? Okay, who thinks it's the middle one? Raise your hand if you think it's the middle one.
See it really?
Okay. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Okay. Who thinks it's the third one? Who thinks it's the first one? Right. Why? Why is it the first one? Right. Even though on the paper, you know, it's dry and smooth, it implies, it makes you believe that it's a cactus, right? And it's pointy. And if you touched it, you get pricked. I have this little definition right here, okay, guys? Texture is the way something looks and feels, and find something smooth and rough. So find something on this piece of paper. What does the pineapple feel like? What would you think it feels like from looking at it?
Kind of
Rough. It's sharp. Sharp's a very good word because I've touched that stuff before and it's very sharp. You could possibly prick yourself on it. What else?
The bricks.
The bricks. What about the bricks? They're rough.
Mailbox.
The mailbox. What do you think the mailbox would be?
Well, it could be smooth, or like if it's old, it could be rusty.
Exactly. If it's rusty, it's not going to be as smooth, right? One more. Yeah.
Table.
The table? Yes, the table is smooth, right? Exactly. Okay, guys. Good job. So today we're going to be doing a little project that has to do with texture and also another new word. It's called a slab. Does anybody know what a slab is?
No. Piece of something.
It's a piece of something, so today we're going to use clay.
Yes.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be clay, right?
Yeah.
You can have a slab of stone. It's usually something hard.
Salt.
But we're going to make a slab out of clay. So everybody's going to get a piece of clay that's kind of balled up the way I had it just a moment ago before I started flattening it out. So when you get it, it's going to look like this. If it has really big holes in it, which it won't because I made sure there wasn't, make sure you fill them in, okay? Because we don't want any really big air bubbles. We don't want any air bubbles in our clay because that might mess it up if we're not careful. Okay, so when you get your piece of clay, we're going to flatten it out. You know what's important? If I show you what we're going to make, right?
Oh,
Kind of skipped that part, didn't I?
That'd be okay.
Right here.
It helps them.
This is what we're going to make today. A little owl. It's already been fired. It's already been fired once. I already put glaze on it. It's actually not. Yeah, it's an owl. It's actually. It could look like a cat. It's actually not an ear. It's like a little tuft. It's like a little tuft of not fur, feathers. Yeah. It looks like ears, right?
Yeah.
But what does it have on it?
A big mouth.
A big texture. Texture, right? To make it look like feathers. Exactly. And the eyes, the way I made it look like it has like lines in the eyes is by pressing stuff into it. It's harder to tell because it's been glazed, or it hasn't been glazed, but I put glaze on it. but there's some lines in the feathers on the sides, and there's little divots in the chest where the feathers will be. You can touch it, okay? It's okay. Yeah. It's pretty cool, right? So that's what we're going to be making. It's really, really easy. So if you follow what I'm going to show you, it'll be really easy to do. You can touch it real fast.
Don't hold it, Sis.
I'm just going to set it down so you can move on, all right?
Touch it.
Okay, so when you get your piece of clay, ready guys? When you get your piece of clay, you're going to flatten it out to make a slab. To make a slab is something that is flat and it's kind of an even thickness or thinness all the way through. So we're going to make a slab of clay about this thick, okay? We don't want it to be too thin. It'll be really hard to use because it'll be too thin. So you're going to flatten it out by using your hand, okay? You just put all your weight on it, all right? I'm putting all my weight on it right now. I'm not just pushing it. See how my arm's straight? Putting all my weight on it. And you can use both hands. Okay, we're gonna make kind of an oval. This started out as an oval. Okay. I'm gonna push up, look, and I'm gonna push down. I'm gonna push up, and then I'm gonna flip it. Because if I keep pressing on the one side, it's not gonna be even. See how it's not very even all the way around?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna flip it. So I'm gonna press up a little bit, and then I'm gonna press down a little bit. And you can press to the side too. It's okay if it's more of a circle. You just want it to be kind of an oval, in a way. Okay? It's a little too thick right now too. I'm going to press a little bit up. And I'm going to press a little bit down. Okay? What do you guys think? Does that look okay? Good enough? And if you keep flipping it, remember to keep flipping it every now and then. You won't get too lumpy on one side. Okay? Can you see? So then, how we make this owl, can you pass me one of those straws? You take a straw, all right? And some of the other students have a little bit of trouble with this part, but it's really easy. From looking at it, for me, if you guys were going to look at it on this side, you're going to look at it like this. You want to put the straw not in the middle. You want to put a little bit up. Okay, so like a third of the way, 2/3 of the way up, or 1/3 of the way down. Does that make sense? So not here, not in the middle, but not at the very top. And you're going to take it and you're just going to gently fold it over like that. And you're going to get things like that. That's okay. Smooth it out. You'll have some water. So if you want to smooth it out that way, it's fine. And just press it down nice and firmly. But you don't want to blend it in. You don't want to do that. You just want to press it down nice and firm. Okay? And don't take the straw out yet. All right? You can take the straw out when you're done.